How's it going, YouTube? I'm gonna do another video for you guys today. This one's going to be, as the title says, how to take apart an Xbox 360 controller. Now, let's see. What the tools you're gonna need for this are Phillips head screwdrivers. Now, I have two of them. This one, the only things you're really gonna need this for, are actually the D-pad, because I don't think I've actually clipped mine inside or not. Or actually screwed mine in. I think I lost, or like I threw them away because they were really no use for me. But there's two screws that hold this into another plate, and you can use two sizes. This one, it's a lot easier to get them out, but it breaks the little clip on the outside. There's really no point. It's just like a support thing, but I've seen no problem with it. It's no big deal. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just dismount one, but it's going to be a little more tough to get it because screws are a little tight in there. And you're also going to need a Torx T8 screwdriver. Now, if you don't have one of these, you're really going to want to get one. Otherwise, all I'm going to say is use a flathead screwdriver. Now, those are a lot tougher to use. Now, I've tried to, but I actually broke the middle peg in there. And if you actually can break it, that's actually a relatively good thing and a bad thing, I guess. I don't really see how it's a bad thing. But then you can get one without a hole in it, like this one. This one's actually too big. It's like a T10 or something. I use this one to open my actual Xbox. So there's really no. If you can snap a little peg in the middle, then you can do that. Whatever works for you. So let's get started. You're gonna want to take the battery pack off, obviously. Now I've already done this to mine, but there's gonna be a little sticker across this dumb piece, and there's gonna be a screw into there. You can either just poke it, the screwdriver in, and just do that, or you can actually just rip the sticker off. So first you're gonna want to get all the screws out. There's one here, 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 and here. Total of 7 screws. You want to take all those out. I wish I could speed this up. They're going to be a little tough at first because obviously it's going to be the first time. But once you just do it on your own, then it's not really going to take a long time. And I will post a link in the description for an Amazon link on where you can actually buy these Torx T8 screwdrivers. There's a lot of them. They're actually really, really cheap. I've seen them for like 10 cents. Actually, I think the lowest I saw them was per penny. But that's obviously with shipping. So, I mean, this costed me $2. I wanted to get one that was not too cheap because I would think that the cheap ones would be like the 1-cent ones or the 10-cent, that those would be really cheap and break. So I really did not want to get them. Oh, there's one stuck in there. Okay, so we got the 7 screws. I'm just going to put those aside. I'm just going to put them up top in this little holder. And you got to keep all those screws. So now flip it over. Now people, what they want to do is they want to take it off of the top. You can do that, but I don't recommend it because you might have pieces flying everywhere. If you do it this way, take off the back, just grip up here, and then just pull it off, and that's easy. You gotta pull it off like that because otherwise you'll take these triggers with it, and you can take those off if you want. I haven't taken them off, but I don't want to because I heard they're very hard to put back on. Or not really hard, it's just difficult because there's a spring. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's right in there. You can see a tiny little silver on my screen. Yeah, you can see those. Now just remember that the bigger vibrating piece motor is going to be on this side. I don't think it's a real big difference if they're swapped or anything, but you can just, what I did for one of my controllers, I'm not sure if I did on this one. No, but I actually put L or R for left and right, so where they go. So you take those out, and then you just lift the motherboard out. Since I have PS3 analog sticks, they're a little tougher to get out. Now if you have the Xbox ones, this thing just pops right out. But if you guys want to do this, you can take apart your PS3, take the analog sticks, and just take like a little water paper, sorry about that, and just put it in the bottom of this, and use your Torx screwdriver and just push that in, and you'll be fine. And then when you put them on here, they raise up a little bit, So as you can see on this, I've actually been it's for the use. What it does is, since this is it's a lot closer in than on the Xbox. The Xbox is a little wider, so they can go around the edges of these pieces right here, and it'll shave it. Through repeated use, it'll start getting a lot more glide. It'll glide, but if you just leave it like that, if you didn't put the paper in and just went like that, it would stick like that because it's caught on these pieces right here. So you want to do that paper, and you can always just sand these down, but just don't damage it too bad. So yeah, but mine just sanded down over time, and they got used to it. So, yep, here's that. Just put the motherboard aside. Forgot to say this in the beginning. You're going to want to wear an anti-static band, or touch like a metal pole or something. I don't know. Like, I can just touch my heater because that's metal. You just want to ground yourself so you don't like break the controller or anything in that motherboard or anything. So anyway, you're going to take your rubber connectors and put those aside too. Now I have stealth buttons. Stealth buttons are basically just buttons that were painted black over the top of it. But here's the original ones. I actually had these from another controller I was doing testing, and I liked how those ones came out than the other ones. These are a lot smoother, but anyway, here's the buttons for another controller. Actually, it's this one, but like I said, these ones. I'm just going to want to take all your buttons out. And there's this. People actually forget this sometimes, but this is where the light comes out of, so you're going to want to keep that. And you can paint this too. I'm actually planning on painting this black to match my buttons, so you can put all that to the side too, unless you want to paint it. But you don't want to paint this. You really don't want to paint that because that's where the light's emitted from. So these are all paintable. I just gotta sand them down. I'll do a tutorial on these later. So just put those aside. And you can also take the triggers off too. Next is the triggers and the underplate right here. You can paint this too. You gotta sand it down. And same with this. The actual top just pops right off. There's two little pegs right here that actually connect in these two little holes right here. And that just slides in. You can paint the triggers if you want to. So put those aside unless you want to paint them. And put them there. And you can paint the battery package. This is all your choice. I mean, you're taking this part obviously to paint it unless you're fixing it. Next is last part, I believe. Yep, last part is the D-pad. Now there's two screws. I did not take them out. So they're both in there. You can see them right there and there. Now I'm going to just use the little one and try and get them out. And I'm just going to unscrew them. I see it's a little. And there we go. We got one out. Let's get the other. And there we go. We got both the screws out. And there's two little silver screws, and these ones are the only silver one. Actual Phillips head screwdrivers in the actual controller. So you just throw those aside with the other screws. Now there's two clips in there that are actually holding it. You cannot see it because my webcam sucks. So I'm going to use my Torx screwdriver, and it's small enough where I can just go in there. You're going to pull, you're going to push it on the back of it, push forward, and then push down. And that's going to clip it out of place, and then you can probably just pull it off. You can see the little clips. I'm sure it's black, so I can't really see it. There you can see the clips. And then the back just falls off. I don't know why they had this. PS3 does not have that. And you can just clip that back in if you want. I'm going to do that right now. There we go. You can just clip it, and then you can unclip it again if you want. We're actually going to have to when you put it back together. And there you go. That's how to take apart an Xbox 360 controller. This is a lot easier than taking apart a PS3 controller. I don't know why. It's just a lot easier. The motherboard is actually, it's bigger, but it's a lot more spaced out and compact, and it just slides right out and everything. I don't know why it keeps clicking like that. Whatever. So now you can go paint it, or you can actually just do what you're going to do on the motherboard. You can just fix it up or something. can actually take the LEDs out right here, these little 4 LEDs, and you can swap those or whatever, do whatever heck you want. But that's how you take it apart, and I'll do another video on how to put it all back together right after this one. So I'll see you guys next video, guys. See you.